Hello folks, gonna do a video here today, and this is mainly gonna be for fun, but it's also gonna be just a little bit to see how much I may have missed with my other metal detecting digs. I'm gonna be using a CTX 3030 by Mine Lab, and yeah, I know it's old and all that, but I like it. And the place that I'm hunting here is an old school, and this old school, most of it I have hunted with a 6-inch coil using my Mine Lab or CTX 3030. I've hunted some of it with the DS2, but most of it with the CTX. My goal here today is I got to wondering how much I may have missed using that 6-inch coil. The 6-inch coil gets about 6 inches of depth, and that's about it. What I've done, I have put on the standard 11-inch CTX 3030 coil, and it kind of has a reputation for going deep. Now the old timers, they had a saying that, and yeah, I'm an old timer too, you take the width times the length, add them together and cut it by half. That generally gives you the depth of how deep a coil will go. Well, as you know, some of it's true, some of it's not. As far as my 6-inch coil, it hits right on the money. I also have a Coil Test 10 by 5-inch coil, and I hunt with it probably 90% of the time, but the absolute maximum depth I've ever got was about 7 inches. So I'm gonna be trying this standard coil. It's not my favorite for the simple reason that kind of hard to pinpoint, and you got to hit the pinpoint to do it. You can't really pinpoint just swinging it that much. I'll also be using the Uniprobe headphones here, and I like these. I'm not using my wireless setup. I'm going straight to the CTX in there, and I'll be using a Predator Tools shovel here. And like I said, I've hunted this pretty extensively using the 6-inch coil. So everything I'm going over, this is going to be, if it's 6 inches or less, I know I just missed it with the 6-inch coil. But if it's deeper than that, I can't get it with a 6-inch. So we're going to see how this 11-inch works. Here we go. Okay. Didn't get nowhere. I've already got a signal. 12, 13, 12, 14. Shows 2 inches, so I could have easily picked that up with my 6-inch. And that's supposed to be a nickel. And I have got all kinds of nickels out of this place. And here we go. Trash. Can slaw. One thing I failed to mention was that I am not digging zinc pennies, and I've got my nickel set to come in with a high tone. So I like my machine to run really quiet. Oh boy, there's a perfect 12-13. $12.14 and 2 inches. I would almost guarantee that to be trash, because my 6-inch would have got that. That's another thing. I find that using the larger coils, it really has a problem identifying trash. Let's see what this is. Well, looks like my 6-inch failed me there. That's definitely a nickel. Okay, one thing that I'm already seeing here is that I cannot get anywhere close to that curb or any metal with this 11-inch. It hollers every time, and I could get pretty close with that 6-inch. Of course, that's what it's designed to do. Okay, I've got a signal here, 1241, 1242. It's showing at 8 inches. I'm sure that my 6-inch would have missed that. So let's see what we dig up here. All right, now it's showing 1346. And you have to bear with me, folks. I have a bad leg here, so it takes me a while to get down here. Whatever it is in the plug. And that is going to be a ring. See if I can see anything on the inside. It's definitely a ring. I see something in there, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. So with that high number, I'm gonna guess it's at least copper or silver. So good find. I would have missed that with my 6-inch. Okay, we didn't go far. 12-13 at 4 inches. 6-inch should have got that. It's right there. It didn't stay rock solid, so I'm guessing it's trash. The 6-inch sees less ground, so you don't dig as much trash. Well, we're gonna find out. Alright, it's in the plug. We're going to see what it is. This uniprobe makes it so easy to find this stuff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My 6-inch missed another nickel. There it is. Alright, let's see if that's the only thing. Yep, that's it. Alright. 12-13 at 4 inches. Now I know that I covered this area under this tree very closely with that 6-inch. And the conditions today are what I would call almost terrible. It's dry. We hadn't had rain and I don't know when. So let's see what we get out of this. Okay, my pin pointer is not finding it, so I either missed it or it's junk way down low. Let's see. Oh, it's in the plug. It's shallow. Right there somewhere. And there it is. The old pull tab. Now, I'm not saying that 6-inch is perfect, because it misses sometimes too, but that was a pretty strong and steady 12, 13, and that's normally always a nickel. To make sure, yep, that was it. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about sensitivity here. I like my machines quiet, so I'm on auto sensitivity. Not auto plus 1 or 2 or 3, on auto. I'm getting 1345 right there. And that's got to be a can getting it a foot off the ground. So I did not change my sensitivity at all. So let's see what we come up with here. GoPro. Okay. I've got a signal here. It says 4 inches, but my readings read for a zinc penny, but the audio tells me that it could be a memorial or a wheat. So we're going to see, going to dig this and see what comes up. All right, let's see what we get here. Something in there. I don't know if you can hear that thing or not, but Uniprobe says there's something in there. Probably trash, because this isn't 4 inches. Ah, there it is right there. And I'd say that's going to be a zinc penny. Check to see if there's anything else. If I can get up. Nope, that was it. Okay, all you beginning metal detectors, this is how you tell if it's a can or not. Good signal right there. Good signal right up there. Your detector is not going to pick something up a foot off the ground. So that's a can or trash or something. Just pass that by. Okay, right here, I think this is trash for the simple reason that it says 4 inches and just barely picking it up. I raise my coil up and I get nothing. So it could be a penny on edge. It was 12.40, 12.41. We're gonna look and see. Oh. All right. Something right there. And that is a half moon piece of iron. Definitely trash. My 6-inch should have picked that up, so. All right, moving on. Okay, got a zinc penny signal, but it keeps hitting a high tone. Shows 4 inches down, 5 inches. All right, here we go. Now, I don't like to dig zincs, but when it hit that high tone a couple times, that made me curious. It said 5 inches down. We're gonna see. Whatever it is still in the hole. All right, it's off to the side there. Right there. That's a nail. But that didn't give me my high tone. All right, where is it? Something right there. Another bent nail. That didn't give me my high tone. Something right there. Uh-oh. Pull tab. Since I have nickels set to high tone, that particular pull tab will give me a high tone. Alright, not finding nothing now. Let's get up and double check this. It's bad being crippled. I gotta use a shovel to get up. But I want to get my detector and see if there's something still there. Oh. Nope. I was right. There's still something in this plug here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh shoot, forgot to turn on my... I hate it when you dig a nice pretty plug. Aha. Look at that. Dig a nice pretty plug and then you have to tear it all apart to find your target. It's gonna be a zinc penny, I think. Yeah. Right here beside this other plug, $12.43. And see if I can pinpoint it. Now it's saying $12.47. Uh-oh. Nope. Not gonna dig that one. Concrete underneath it. Well, maybe so. All right, let's see if we can figure out what this is. There it is. I don't know what the hell that is. Whatever it was is made out of china and it's brass. Oh, that's a little lock. Little lock. Should have got that with the 6-inch too. All right. $12.41 at 4 inches, but there's junk around it. We're gonna see what it is. I've moved. I saw very little that 6-inch couldn't have got. Maybe that ring, that was about the only thing. All right. It's in the plug. I don't think that's it. Surely not. Looks like some trash and pieces of a matchbook car. Still something in there. Paper clip. More pieces of a matchbook car. Still something in here. All right. Still looking for it. Little piece of copper wire. Whoever said CTX 3030 couldn't find copper wire? Ah, look at there. That is a penny. And it's too corroded to tell what year it is, but I believe that's what was set my detector off. Okay, I hope you saw that I got a penny out of that plug there, in amongst all the trash. And I had to stop because my battery run down, the camera cut itself off, but we're going again. Let's see what else we can find. Okay, yesterday I got called away. Didn't get to finish my video here, but this video is kind of concerning whether the 11-inch coil is deeper than the 10x5 Coil Test on the same detector using, well, the same settings. I didn't change any settings. And I just got off the phone with Richard from Backwoods Detectors, and he said something. He said, kind of hit home. He said, Danny, only about 25% of what you find is due to the detectors. It says 75% is the person running it. So far, I still don't like this 11-inch coil much. I like the Coil Test better. And so far, I only found really one target that I could say was probably out of reach of the Coil Test. The Coil Test gets an absolute maximum of 7 inches. So we're going to go again today, still using the Minelab standard 11-inch coil. We'll see what we get. All right, got a signal right here I suspect this may be crayon slaw, but we're going to dig it up. It's kind of bouncing between a zinc penny and a memorial. It only shows 2 inches, so we're going to see what it is. I would suspect if I miss this with the 6-inch coil, it was just an accident. All right. This is already looking like canned slaw, kind of what I suspected. Yep, exactly. Okay. Could be with a 6-inch coil. I could have told the difference. Okay. Got a nickel signal right here. Shows 3 inches. That's about as solid as you can get. So let's go see what happens here. Oh. Alright, that is not a good sign. I know I dug up 3 inches there. And it's still in the hole. So I'm going to have to get down with that one. Ah. I didn't really pinpoint this like I should. Something there. All right, that is going to be a nickel, and let's see how deep that was. Well, got my deal marked here, my pin pointer marked at 6 inches. So I don't know if it was 6 inches or I didn't pinpoint it good or what. That was definitely a nickel. Solid 12-13. One thing about this CTX, it is a nickel finder. I know when I first started coming to this little place, that's about all I found was nickels. Maybe milk was a nickel or lunch was a nickel or something, There's a lot of kids had nickels in their pockets, so. Okay. $11.13 here. That's a nickel signal. Shows 2 inches down. Let's see what it's going to be. Hit a 12.13 or 11.13 right along in there. All right, did I get it? Yep, it's in the plug. Let's see what it is. All right, that is going to be junk. Okay, got 11.13 here, just at 1 inch, but from listening to it, I'm going to say can slaw. Well, may not be able to dig it. $11.13 is going to be a good nickel signal. Well, let's get down there and see if I can figure out what it is. And that's probably it. Let's see. Yep. Got another nickel signal here. Well, I'm not going to say for sure it's a nickel. Getting mixed signals. It's not very deep. Alright, I got a big plug, even though it doesn't show to be very deep. Alright. Let's see. Still hadn't found it. I hate tearing up these nice plugs like this to find something, but every now and then a blind hog will find a nickel, and that's what that was. There ain't no way that, as shallow as it was, if I went over it with my 6-inch, which I may or may not, that I missed that. So anyhow, that was a good nickel. Okay, I think I pretty much proved I didn't miss much with my 6-inch here. I'm gonna switch back to my Coil Test 10x5 and get some more interesting grounds. I've been hunting here for a while and really not finding much, and what I have found is shallow, so I don't think I'm missing hardly anything with these smaller coils. In fact, I may be gaining some that the separation is getting. So we're going to swap back. I may finish out this video with the Coil Test 10x5 and go to some places that's, or a place that's unhunted right here close. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I have changed to my Coil Test and picked out a nice signal right there. Really nice signal, 1243 at 4 inches. Probably going to be a clad dime. On this, I just used the regular deal. I hardly ever use the pinpoint. All right, let's see where it's at. It's in the plug. All right, got something in the hole here too. All right, what do I got there? Just a piece of iron of some sort. My target, I believe, was in the plug. Yeah, you have to break it apart. Right there. And that is going to be a memorial penny. I have got a few wheats out of here. Alright, And I've certainly got a bunch of goat heads out here too. Goat head is a sticker that you just cannot ignore. All right. $12.41, $12.43. Right here beside my other plug. All right, I'm gonna have to get down and look for that one. Right there. All right, another piece of iron. I don't know what that is. Got another thing right here. It's bad leg, really. I can't kneel down, I have to sit down. And I know that gets the camera angle off. Whatever it is right there. All right, that's a nail. All right, my 10 by 5 Coil Test did not lie to me. There is a memorial penny. See if that's all of it. Got that piece of iron. And the penny, I mean, right there together. And I'm gonna challenge some of y'all that can do this. My granddaughter thinks that's the wildest thing, to be able to set off that metal detector with my knee. But unfortunately, I would have preferred not to been able to do that. All right.